suburban girls dropped in the woods at an undisclosed location. Their mission? To teach you how to survive. Big Jules, our resident Mountie and Canadian wildlife expert. Big Red lived alone in the English Highlands for 8 years and is rumored to be raised by feral sheepdogs. Big Nick once swam the full length of the Amazon River and is the first human to ever be adopted into a school of fish. These brave women will battle the harsh elements, the pressure of living together, and their own internal conflicts in Survival Diaries.
We've just been dropped off in the wilderness at an undisclosed location. The first thing you should do when you're in the wilderness is begin to build some sort of shelter.
2 hours later.
Now that our shelter has been complete, we're going to take the rest of this episode to explain how to capture, skin, and eat animals in the wilderness.
Various different sorts of traps, including the pit trap and different varieties of snares and deadfall traps.
We're going to be capturing many different species of animals, and it's going to be a treacherous experience.
We might not survive. We have now seemed to have spotted some bear tracks. You can tell these tracks are really fresh because you can still see the full imprint of the bear's foot, and none of it's been taken away by wind or other elements. The bear is clearly in our general facility.
Right now, we're about to set up a pit trap. The purpose of a pit trap is that you drape some type of material, in this case we're using a blanket, over a hole that you've dug, and then you cover it over with sticks and brush. That way when the animal comes by, they don't realize that underneath the seemingly camouflaged area is a hole, and then you capture the animal this way. So Big Red and I are going to... You have to be careful around here, make sure you don't fall in the hole.
Now we're going to take some brush and lay it over the top to further camouflage our pit trap. Today we're hunting bears, and we hear bears like picnic dogs. Nothing. We've spotted the prey. The trick is to be very obscure, keep yourself hidden, preferably in a ditch where we are standing right now. If the trap does not work out to perfection, it's alright. Do not move until the prey is out of sight. This one looks to be like an adolescent female, judging by her stamina and size and charisma. She's feisty, alright. Yeah. Trap has worked! We are now going to wait it out. She sounds agitated. Oh. Typically what you would do in a pit trap is you would get to the trap and then you would proceed to kill the animal either with a spear or a dagger, blade. And as you can see, this one has died of its injuries.
It can be unfortunate, but
that's life.
At least it's in peace. We're now going to proceed to pull the animal out of the trap and skin it for its meat and fur.
Step 1. Start the incision just below the anus, cutting towards the head. Staying centered, continue this cut up through the chest to the neck, stopping at the corners of the mouth. Step 2. Cutting the legs. Start at the bear's front paws and cut down to the elbow, then across to the chest incision. Make sure each cut meets at the same place as the main incision. For the hind legs, start at the heel and cut down the center of the leg to about 2 inches above the anus. Step 3. Starting with the rear paws, begin to move the skin off the body. At each paw, skin down to the last digit, then separate the toe bone, leaving the claw with the skin. Step 4. Skin the bear to the back of the head, then begin turning and cutting the ear muscle from the hide. Keep the cartilage on the hide as you cut it away from the skull. Step 5. Remove as much flesh as possible from the hide, Then rub salt in thoroughly. Step 6. Dry the hide, making sure to dry it in the shade, not the sun.
As you can see, we have successfully skinned the bear. As you can see, we've constructed another trap here. This is called a snare trap. It's constructed using a double bowline noose. You use this clear or camouflage material so that when animals are running through, they're not able to detect that this trap has been set up. We chose a specific area in the woods because it's between two trees or limbs, so you can easily set it up. It's low to the ground because we have the intention of trapping some type of wolf or smaller animal, a fox, if you will. It's a high traffic area because you can tell there are tracks over here, so we know that animals will be running through constantly, throughout the day. So we're gonna lay low and see what we can catch.
We haven't eaten or bathed in 3.5 hours.
The sun is beating hot.
Burning my retinas. I got a splinter. Sooner or later, she'll end up killing one of us. Unless we kill her first. She's gone feral. Now what we're demonstrating is what we call a deadfall trap. It's a very crude and primitive trap, but very useful. What we have is a stick propping up a large rock, and we have bait for the animal. When the animal finds the bait and runs through here, it will knock over the stick, resulting in the rock falling and crushing them. We're now going to clean and process her so we can cook her over the fire.
First, skin the game, then use shears to open the rib cage and remove the head, which will also remove the esophagus.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Then tip the carcass over to dump the intestines, stomach, and bladder out.
Oh, what did it eat? What's it do? Disgusting!
There is no need to tie anything off like you would with large game, since you have much more control of the smaller body. Thus, there's less of a chance you'll spill any of the guts on the meat.
It was chunky! I must have just ate a meal.
We left our trap alone for a few hours, and now we've come back to check it, and as you can see, it's been pretty successful. We seem to have caught some sort of woodland creature. Its neck is broken, so it's clearly dead. And we're just gonna untie him and prepare to skin. Prepare to skin and cook this little guy.
Cabin fever started to set in.
Wait, Big Nicky Pugs, why are you so destructive?
I don't know what to do with myself. It's boring out here. Morales are low.
I'm eating some bear meat. Did you skin that yourself? Yes, we skinned it. Cooked it over a fire. It was very primitive. Roasted it.
How'd you catch that bear?
In a pit trap that you saw earlier in the show.
How's the stress of being in the wilderness affected you?
Leo, come here. Well, let's just say I'm losing my sense of time. I don't know. Only the sun's setting, but I don't know what time it is during the day.
How long have you been out here?
24, 36 hours. I don't know.
I'm tired. 27
This is the first solid meal I've had in a while. I'm eating some of the rat that we killed and skinned and cooked ourselves in our deadfall trap, the one with the rock. Pretty good.
How has the wilderness affected you?
I think the wilderness has really brought out my inner man.
This is a tunnel.
Definitely. I can feel myself being more in tune with nature. I really have an appreciation for the beauty around us.
This is some of the fox we caught in the snare trap. Pretty good.
How has being in the wilderness affected you?
I'm feeling good. Jules and I, we're starting to have our doubts about Nicole. don't know if she's gonna make it.
Well, how do you mean?
I mean, there was that incident with the raccoon this morning. I don't know if she got bit.
I don't know.
She hasn't been the same.
She's gone feral.
I think it's rabies.
I think so too. I think we might have to kill her. Put her out of her
Just
misery.
for the benefit of both of us.
Every man for himself.
Where did she go, by the way?
Where she is, actually.
We haven't seen her in a while. I think she went to answer the call of nature. Did you hear anything?
No. Must be nature.
This is damn good.
I feel good. We should do this every weekend.
Civilization!
He just threw a grenade at us.